First of all, before I carry on with this video, I want to thank my mate Lee Williams in New Zealand because I woke up this morning, checked my WhatsApp, and I saw a cracking video. It was funny as hell. And that guy's face was just a picture. It was a joy to watch, and I'm still laughing. Right, on with the video. Now, a police officer here in the UK has been jailed for 20 weeks, and that's for sharing a George Floyd meme. Now, if you don't know what a meme is, it's basically a photo, a picture, with either a quote, a serious quote, or a joke, or it can be anything on it, and it can be used to as a reply to something, or to crack a joke, or to pick someone up if they're feeling down, inspiration, that kind of thing. A meme has many uses. Now, apparently these memes that this former copper now shared were quite offensive. How offensive, we don't know. I haven't seen them. But I can assure you we've all probably seen them, but we haven't given it any thought, given it short thrift, and just moved on. It means nothing. Now, this meme was shared in private on a private group chat on the former copper's WhatsApp. So it was all private. He knew who he was sending it to. Somebody obviously took offence, took exception to whatever this guy was sending, reported him, and has now lost his freedom. So I want to refer you guys to the picture on top of my YouTube channel. It's a quote by someone, but I don't know who. I've looked for it everywhere, and it's attributed to a number of people, but I can't pinpoint. Anyway, this quote says, "If we can't say what we think under our roof, then we have no roof." Now, free speech is under attack in the UK, in the West in general, especially in Scotland, where wee Jimmy Cranky, Nicola Sturgeon, and her insane Scottish National Party have implemented draconian hate speech laws in order to stifle free speech. You can be having a chat with a group of friends or family in your own home in private. And if word of what you were chatting about was offensive, offended somebody, someone took exception to it, and they reported you, you could face up to 7 years in prison and a couple of £1,000 fine just for that, for speaking your mind, saying what you think, using your free speech, your freedom of expression. One well-known story in Scotland regarding this is a same-sex couple. They'd been dating for years, and then one guy got dumped by the other. So the guy who got dumped took exception to this, and what he did, to be vindictive, he went to the police and he reported on his former lover, saying that he had said something offensive about a protected demographic in his own home a couple of years ago. I mean, how nasty is that? I mean, Jesus Christ. Talk about bunny boiler. So anyway, the fellow who did the dumping, he was then promptly arrested by police and charged with hate speech, a hate crime, and fined. Now, there are far worse crimes here in the UK that go virtually unpunished. I'm a former prison officer. I've seen it all. I spent 11 years in the criminal justice system, and I've seen insane wackos get away with literally murder. Well, not exactly murder, but pretty serious crimes. And it's not down to the law, it's really down to the judge at the time. So the judge in the case of this unfortunate copper who sent these allegedly offensive memes in private in his own WhatsApp group chat, he must have had a pretty woke left-wing judge presiding over his case. Or that judge was simply having a bad day or didn't get the leg over the night before. That's how it works. Either way, he was unlucky, and in my opinion, I don't think he should have gone to jail for that. Then again, the memes were about St. George Floyd, and whatever we say about him, it has to be along with the narrative. I mean, how unfair is this? A guy, these pictures weren't even pornographic, for heaven's sake. They merely made fun of a now dead public figure, someone who is now a public figure after death because of what happened. So this guy gets 20 weeks in prison straight away, loses his job as a copper. All right, as a copper, he should have known better, but still. Yet Labour MP Claudia Webb, she was handed a 10-week custodial sentence, suspended for 2 years, and she also had to complete 200 hours of community service, pay £2,000 in costs and £1,000 compensation after harassing and threatening a ex-lover's girlfriend. And that's it. She didn't see the inside of a prison wall. Yet she can carry on now being an independent MP. All right, she was chucked out of the Labour Party. and fleecing the taxpayer for £82,000 plus expenses. Now, what she did was far worse, in my opinion. She threatened to kill someone and harassed. Now, she is a real criminal. I mean, whatever next. I'll tell you what, folks, the people in charge of this country, the people with the power, they're lefties. They say what goes. They say what we can do. They say what we can say. And it won't be long before there'll be some sort of, I don't know, device in people's homes where governments, the authorities, spooks, they'll be watching, they'll be listening to what you say. Just be very careful. And then one wrong word, one offensive word, one off-the-cuff remark you didn't mean, and the next thing you know, they're breaking your door down like 1984 and dragging you off. What on earth is this country coming to? I really do despair for my children and your kids. They're our future. This is the world now. This is how they're going to be living. And it's a crying shame for all those soldiers, for all the people who died for our freedoms, democracy, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. It's all gone. Well, it's near enough gone anyway. It's just bonkers. It's bizarre. It's just bizarre. That's all I can say. And that's my video. Hope you like. What do you think? Should this copper have gone to jail? Or should he simply have been dragged in front of his superintendent and given a dressing down and a slap on the wrist? That's what I think. He should have been just given a slap on the wrist by his boss and told to be more careful in future. And as ever, I do have channel memberships. If you want to be a member of my channel, then by all means, click the link below. You don't have to, it's not mandatory. It's just a little extra something I'm offering people who want it. So there we go, up to you. Ask these lovely people whose names you can see on your screen right now. And that's that. So until the next video, please comment, share, subscribe, and be careful who you harass on the internet, because one day they might just come a knocking. And I'll leave you with that. Roger Trout.